What would the future look like in terms of stimulus and the stimulus checks going forward if we get a blue wave or blue sweep after the election? That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. However, in all fairness, I made another video exactly the same as this. However, I took the other side. What would it look like if we get a red wave or red sweep after the election? So if you want to hear that perspective, please check out that video as well. But let's get right into it and talk about this. Hey everybody, my name is Matt. Welcome back to another video. I really appreciate seeing you. Once again, I hope you're having a nice day. If you're new to the channel, thanks so much for checking me out, and please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. If you're returning, thanks so much. It's awesome to see you once again. Thank you for your support, your loyalty, and your friendship. You know how much it means to be here for you every single day, helping everybody navigate this really tough time. So let's get right into it and talk about this dedicated video talking about if we happen to get a blue wave or blue sweep after the election. Now, really quickly, I'll just preface this by saying, if you're not familiar with what a blue wave or blue sweep means, it simply means that Democrats, they're represented as blue, Republicans are represented as red. So this one is blue. A blue sweep would be if they take the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They're taking the three branches of government and they control them. So that's what I'm talking about. Again, I have that other dedicated video talking about the red sweep. So again, check that out if you're interested. Let's get right into it. I have 4 different scenarios here. Of course, there are far more than 4 scenarios that could play out in this, but I broke it down to 4 different scenarios, and I'm going to walk through each of them and talk about what it could potentially mean going forward into the future if these scenarios play out. So let's get right into it and talk about scenario number 1. Scenario number 1 is Democrats maintain control of the House. Republicans maintain control of the Senate. And Republicans or President Trump maintains control of the White House, the presidency. What can we expect would happen? Well, unfortunately, more of the same. It would be more of the same old thing that we're dealing with right now. A lot of going back and forth, a whole lot of nothing happening as far as stimulus negotiations. However, I will say we will get another stimulus package. No matter who is in the House, the Senate, the president, we're going to get another stimulus package. It's just a matter of when. Is it going to be in a week? Is it going to be a month? Is it going to be 3 months? We don't know that. That's the problem. But we do know we will get that next one. It's just a matter of when. So, yeah. I'll hit on that more here in just a little bit, but my point is, if it remains the exact same as it is now, we will eventually get that stimulus package, but, it could be a little while. So, anyway, that's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2, Democrats maintain control of the House. Republicans maintain control of the Senate. However, the presidency flips to Democrats. So in this scenario, what can we expect would happen? Again, unfortunately, it would probably be more of the same once again, simply because we would have, in the Senate, we would have it broken down to the leader in the Senate probably doing the negotiating on the part of the Republican Party with Nancy if she's still around. Now remember, right now, the negotiations are being held between Steve Mnuchin on the Republican side. He's the representative. He's the Treasury Secretary. He's representing the Republican Party and President Trump. However, if President Trump is out, I'm guessing Steve Mnuchin will probably also be out of the negotiations, right? So then who would be the negotiator on the Republican side? It would most likely be the leader in the Senate, whoever that Republican leader is, Mitch McConnell. So then it would probably be down to Mitch McConnell and probably Nancy Pelosi in the House. Well, do you want to give any estimates of what a negotiation would look like between Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell? I mean, we might as well just wave the white flag, right? I mean, let's just say it. Let's be honest. So again, it'd be really tough in that scenario. Again, even if the president is Democratic, it wouldn't really matter because it needs to get through the House and the Senate. And all of us know the president does not have the authority to issue stimulus checks. Congress needs to issue that kind of spending. So again, once again, we'd probably be in a very similar situation to what we are in now. All right, let's get into scenario number 3. Scenario number 3, Democrats maintain control of the House. Democrats take control of the Senate. However, the presidency maintains in the power of President Trump. What can we see then? Again, there would probably be a little bit more movement. Now, the reason I say that, is President Trump has made it very clear multiple times that he would support a larger stimulus package up to $2 trillion. And as of late, he's actually made statements that he wants to overbid Nancy on the stimulus. Now, again, if that's actually true or if he's just using that as negotiating power, of course, we don't know that, and I'm not going to speculate. But either way, he's made it very clear that he is willing to sign up to a $2 trillion, possibly more, sized stimulus package. Again, we know right now, as the current situation lays out, with Republicans in control of the Senate, we know that there's that handful of Republicans who are objecting and opposing that big stimulus package, along with Mitch McConnell, who has basically made it very clear. He has spoken out loud very, very many times saying that he does not support that big stimulus package. However, he would support it if the president agrees to sign it before he brings it to the Senate floor for a vote. So that's where we stand with that. Again, if the Democrats maintain control of the House and they take control of the Senate and President Trump is reelected, again, I do think we would get a stimulus package probably a little bit more quickly because the Democrats would push it through the House, they'd push it through the Senate, and then it would get to President Trump's desk, and we know he would sign not anything, but close to anything. Let's just call it that. Of course, we don't know exactly what his agenda is or what he would sign, but we know it's probably going to be larger than what they're currently sitting at, which is about $1.9 trillion. So I hope that makes sense. Let's get into scenario number 4. This is scenario number 4, otherwise known as the blue sweep or the blue wave, whatever you want to call it. But here it is. Democrats maintain control of the House. Democrats take control of the Senate. And Democrats take control of the presidency or take the presidency. In this type of situation, okay, are we going to get stimulus? Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's a no-brainer when it comes to that. Yes, we would get stimulus. Here's the bad part. We wouldn't see a penny until February at the absolute earliest. The reason for that is they would need to wait for the new president to go be in office, and that happens in late January, right? So the very earliest we could see the next stimulus, if we get a blue type wave, a blue sweep, a blue wave, the earliest we could see that stimulus would be in February at the absolute earliest. That means the new president comes in and they would have to work on that stimulus immediately. Well, the deal is, by the time he would get it would probably be, again, early February at the absolute earliest. Again, by the time it all gets approved and signed and moved into action, by the time we would potentially see stimulus checks would potentially maybe be maybe mid to late February at the absolute earliest, not a day earlier. So that's the problem. Here's the deal. Here's also what we could expect if there is a blue type sweep. Remember right now, Nancy Pelosi is arguing this $2.2 trillion stimulus package. That's what she's arguing with Steve Mnuchin, right? However, if there's a blue sweep, there's not going to be a $2.2 trillion package. Not a chance. Guess what it's going to be? It's going to be that huge $3.4 trillion HEROES Act that they proposed back in May. Because the only reason Nancy came down to $2.2 trillion is to try to make a deal with Republicans, to get Republicans to move up to that $2.2 trillion price tag. However, if it's all Democrats across the board, they're not doing that anymore. They're going to bump that thing back up to that $3.4 trillion, and they're going to push it through right away, through the House, through the Senate. The president will sign it. We already know that. We know that they would do that. But the biggest problem with that is, again, we wouldn't see a penny until, I want to say, the end of February at the absolute earliest, not a day earlier. That's the problem with it. So it makes me think, how many of us here in this community, how many of us? I mean, obviously, you don't need to, I don't want to get into your personal business, but let's just be honest. I think all of us can agree. How many more of us can go another 3.5-ish months with no more money? Let's just say it. No more money. How many more months can we go without paying our rent, without paying our utilities, without having the sufficient amount of food on the table each month? I feel like it's already stretching. We're already stretched. So this is the scenario that we're facing right now. Again, I have that other dedicated video talking about the exact other side, arguing the other side, which is a red sweep. What would happen in all these situations with a red sweep? So again, check out that video if you want to hear the other side. Again, I'm not taking sides of any kind. I know some people will leave a comment down below saying not taking a side is a side. Well, you know what? I do my best to stay unbiased in these videos. I'll be completely honest with you. I agree with a little bit of what both sides are doing. That's my honest opinion. I agree a little bit with both sides. It's really hard right now. It's tough. I get it. So it's frustrating, but here's what we have as of right now. I hope this video helped you out a little bit. I hope you're having a nice day and being safe out there. I'll catch you again soon. Thank you.